Thank you, Mr. McGarvey. Mr. Self, sir, you're recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. These are a lot of numbers. Your last comment, though, Ms. Tan, you're at a higher risk because you have larger payments. Why is that logical?
Because of the scale of our program and the amount of beneficiaries and payments that we do make, we just have a heightened level of risk around the potential for improper payments, which could be under or overpayments.
Yeah, I would disagree with that assertion. But Mr. Friel, yes or no, did you fix the Social Security Administration matching problem?
Yes, we did.
How'd you do that?
We did a testing with Social Security. We validated that we were getting good responses. We have now continued to run that match every quarter to ensure that we are capturing the debt as soon as possible.
Okay, so this is one of my continuing comments about VA. We hear a lot about your inputs, what you have done. I'm more interested in outputs, and we just heard that improper payments increased from FY23 to FY24. So when are we going to start seeing results to this fix to the problem?
So our projection right now is that the FY27 testing will get us below the 10% that's required by PIA. We are currently still doing the match, cleaning up the matches from the historical point, and we believe that we'll have a good portion, or excuse me, we'll be a good position in 2027. We're also investigating the opportunities for automation so that we can use automation to address these quicker than having to work them through the typical claims inventory.
Okay, well, I suggest we do it quickly because in the 4 years under the Biden administration, we had almost $4 billion in overpayment debts. So let's move to the Veterans Child Chapter 35 education benefits. Ms. Tan, we're talking about over $200 million for this one small sector of what we're talking about. So when did you first learn about these overpayments for the $200 million plus dollars?
Thank you, sir. We were actually notified, I believe, in compensation service around after the October 2022 date, and that's when we started to work together to look for whatever solutions we can put in place. That information or that notification actually went through our Office of Financial Management, and then they passed the information to compensation service. So I may not have those exact dates right, but the information flowed from our OFM office, from our Office of Business.
So again, those are inputs. When do we see outputs?
So actually, we have made changes so that we have a matching program through information between compensation service and education service. So we actually do a monthly match. We started that in January of 2025 to send notice, and in March of 2025, we made adjustments to those awards, creating no overpayments for our beneficiaries. In April, we have started that. We are doing that monthly match, and that allows us to give veterans or beneficiaries due process of that prohibition from them receiving both of those benefits at the same time.
Okay, Mr. Arante, you mentioned the PACT Act complexity. Can you delve into that a little bit more? Because the PACT Act has led to the largest increase in our payments to our veterans for forever. And can you go into that a little bit more to include the incorrect dates? I'd like to hear that. But there are also 6 factors I think you mentioned in your written testimony. So can you go into the complexity of the PACT Act? And my bottom line question, and I have 1 minute, is does Congress need to do something to fix the complexity?
Great question, sir. Regarding effective dates, the laws have not changed regarding effective dates. What complicated the issue with PACT Act is PACT Act added a lot of locations where veterans could serve for presumptive disabilities. They've added presumptive disabilities, and all of those issues are considered liberalizing legislation. So any time that there is a liberalizing law, that is something that a claims processor must consider. So an example of one of the most complicated issues is if a veteran has an intent to file, meaning I'm going to file, he's going to notify VA or she's going to notify VA that I'm going to file a claim within the next year. The date of that intent to file is one effective date. then depending on what is being claimed, there could be 2 or 3 or 4 other effective dates. It could be when the date when those disabilities, those presumptive disabilities became law. It could be when there's evidence that shows a veteran served in a specific location that was added due to liberalizing legislation. So they have to consider all of those.
Okay.
And at the speed they work, I think they missed that.
Is there any way we can clean up those? Because, is there any way we can clean up those different dates?
From a legislative standpoint, we've done the work in that. I mean, our experience is this is something that the department has to fix. We've done some brainstorming, okay, if you'll bear with me, and regarding effective dates.
I think we're going to have a second round. We may come back to this, Mr. Arante.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I yield back.